morning, my beautiful people. My name is Alison Manners. I hope you're having an amazing morning thus far. Now, I want to say a special thank you to all of you who are tuned in this morning to DBS This Morning, the show that wakes you up in the know. Now, today I have so many nice things to talk about. But before we do that, let's take a quick stop by the news desk for this morning's headlines. Thanks, news team, and don't go too far, because we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. So as you know, we are in 2023. Climate is changing, the economy is changing, and we need solutions to all our problems. So here we have Backyard Garden Solutions with Showing Alexander, and he's going to tell us all about his amazing expertise and how you can get your hands on that. Good morning, my beautiful people. I am joined here with Mr. Showing Alexander himself, and we are talking about his business, Backyard Garden Solutions. Now, before we talk about all that good stuff, how are you doing this morning, Showing?
I am blessed. What's about you?
I am doing fantastic. You know, I love talking about nature. Nature is something that is very important to our survival, you know, oxygen and stuff. You know, I'm smart, right? Exactly. Now we're going to be talking about that business, Backyard Garden Solutions. Now, how did you come up with this idea and when did it all start?
This idea actually all started when I was kind of disappointed I did not receive the scholarship to go to Taiwan, and I guess God just put something in my spirit. I'm good at agriculture. I have a lot of experience with agriculture. Then why don't just I share that knowledge? Because one of the main objectives of my business is to move away from the traditional practices of agriculture and introduce people to the modern ways of agriculture, which is actually much more helpful.
So when you say the old ways and now we're moving into the new ways such as?
So one of the things I highly recommend, which some people may know of, which is mulching. And mulching eradicates majority of the weed that pops up in any garden, right? And also drip irrigation, which drips water directly to the roots of your plants. So these are just two of the main things. I don't want to sell out everything right now, you know.
I completely agree with that. Now, you have gotten me so off guard. I thought I knew something about plants, but I don't even know what mulching is. So for me, as well as all my audience out there who do not know what that means, just give us a brief definition.
So mulching is basically something that you covering that you put on top of the soil, and it kills everything that's underneath it. Most times mulch is black and it's either plastic or in a sack material, and that material, no light passes through it. And due to that, I mean, we know plants need sunlight to grow, so plants would die. But what we do in my business is that we create holes and we plant in those holes, and everything around the hole dies.
Ooh, okay. I think that is a very good thing to implement, because we all know that sometimes there's a good plants you want and then there's the bad plants that we do not want. And we don't want to spend that extra time going every Saturday into our garden to check out the same thing over and over and over again. Yes. I think it gets a little repetitive and hurts the knees just a little bit. Exactly. So where did this passion for plants and agriculture come from?
So I was raised in an agricultural family. And from there, I ventured into studying agriculture, or having interest in agriculture rather, at secondary school, and that passion moved to tertiary education, where I now hold my associate's degree in agriculture, and I now teach in agriculture. So I'm a teacher by profession, an agriculture teacher, and that passion is just, I never recognized it until I was leaving secondary school. I was naturally good at agriculture, naturally.
Green farm.
naturally good. I was raised in it. I did it whether I wanted to or not when I was younger. And when I was leaving secondary school, the passion grew.
Oh, I love that. Now you can see that sometimes in life we want something such as a scholarship, but we always need to stay positive because we are on the right track in whatever eyes of the Lord that you want to be living. But you know, everybody says God has their plan. God has his plan for us. So sometimes you don't have to be disappointed. Just stay positive, see how you can adjust the situation, and look at you now. You have a whole business about agriculture, even though whatever. The scholarship came, the scholarship gone. That's okay. Now we have our business. Now we are into agriculture. Now we are growing plants, growing vegetation, growing so many things. So tell me, how does one get started with you when it comes to the whole layout of the gardens and what the plants, etc., etc.?
Okay, so with me, from time you contact me, you let me know what you want to do. I will let you know if it's possible on my end, and we head straight into it. A lot of people don't like to do site visits because it's time consuming, and gas or bus, it takes something from you. So people would try to stay on the phone and maybe text you and try to figure out what you want. I like to go in person, have a conversation with you, especially in the area you want to put it, because people don't know this, but you're not hiring me for my services, but you're hiring me for my expertise. And the thing about me is, I am, as much as my business offer landscaping, when it comes to building backyard gardens, it's something completely different. And it's one of the challenges I actually encounter explaining to people that, hey, this business specifies in building backyard gardens and giving you guaranteed crop production and not just landscaping, right? And as much as we offer landscaping, one of the first things I do is site visits for free, although we offer consultation and extension services, but the site visit is free. And when we go on the site visit, I will tell you, hey, what you want to do, I think because you have animals around, we should do raised beds. Or maybe you want to plant behind a wall, and this plant you want to plant requires 9 to 10 hours of sunlight. Behind this wall you only get 4 or 6, and all those different little things people don't know, but in my business we take it into consideration. And like I said, you're hiring my expertise, not just my services.
Oh, that was so beautifully said. And the fact that you can tell me all those nitty-gritty things that is very vital for the production and the growth of these plants is honestly spectacular. You can literally see that you are not paying for the services or anything like that. It's all about the expertise. And I want to say thank you for bringing your business on board with this whole thing, because honestly, it's very vital that we start heading into the agriculture avenue, because things are getting harder on us. We need to ensure that we, the youth, as well as the other people, can ensure survival, right? And getting your crops in order is, to me, the biggest and best step, especially in this climate. So I want to say thank you so much for helping all those people out there. Now, the biggest question: how can these people contact you, where they can find your information, and how they can get you in their backyards for their backyard garden solutions?
Okay, so very simple to contact me. My personal number is 729-8897. We are also on Instagram at bgs.758, and there are several other ways I can be contacted. I'm always all over the place. Right?
All right. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for joining me here today. And guys, I will see you in just a moment. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. Now, I know the violence has had an impact on everyone in St. Lucia right now. We are going through a little iffy time right now. So I want to give you this reminder of how we people can come together and make our nation great again.
Give us a quick sense of what the group focus was about this morning.
What we've done is we've broken out into, it was supposed to have been 14 groups. I think we're probably a little less than 14, we're probably around 12, because we had to combine a few groups together. But we have groups looking at different areas. So community engagement, economic capital, human capital, social capital, peace and security, partnerships, I think, and youth support. So we've broken out into groups, and each of these groups is looking at two things. First of all, what are the existing interventions? What are some of the things that are already being done and that can probably do with some greater support to move them a little bit further in their respective areas? And also, what are some of the gaps? So what are the new interventions that are required? The groups were told that this is only about what civil society can do. So this is not about us coming up with a plan for government. We are in no position to dictate to government what government should do, but this is where civil society has a very important pillar in this whole whole development process. What can we do to help? What can we do to ensure that we have a much more peaceful country, that we have a country where everybody has great economic opportunity, where we're working together instead of working at cross purposes to each other, where we are taking care of our vulnerable and at-risk groups a lot better. So that's what has happened, and the dynamic in the groups has been quite good. I've gone around to each group, spent some time with them, and I'm quite pleased with the energy, the enthusiasm, but also the range of thought. Each group has a very interesting mixture of people, and I think they're bringing their different perspectives to the problem. So it'll be very interesting to see what comes out of this as the recommendations. We've said to them that we have no interest whatsoever in another report or a talk shop. This has to be action oriented. So they need to tell us what needs to happen, who should take the responsibility, which civil society group should take responsibility, what are the other groups that can come on board so that there's some level of synergy, some level of surge capacity that we're building, and what should be our next steps, and over what period of time should we be doing it, and very importantly, what resources do we need to mobilize, because the next thing that we want to do, once we've collated everything, is to then meet with our development partners, meet with the embassies that are resident here in St. Lucia, meet with development partners, meet with some of the philanthropic organizations, and say to them that this is what civil society has identified as the problem and how we can assist. Now, also, bearing in mind that we don't have every civil society organization represented there. So there are others who we were not able to reach that we need to meet with. So what comes out of this will not be the end all. We still have to bring on board a few other people, a few other groups, so that they can have their input, they can critique what has been done, and then we convene with development partners. Each group has a spreadsheet that they're working out of so that we can get uniformity in reporting, and also to focus their thinking. And one column that's there is immediate next steps. So we've asked them to identify what are the things that we can do, so that people don't feel a little despondent that, okay, we had this thing, it's been 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, nothing has happened. What are the immediate next steps? What are the things that we can do, we should do, within our purview and our means to do? So that should come out of every single presentation that is made here today. Some groups have moved a little further than others, as you'd expect. Some groups are very large, some are very small. And again, it's the dynamic in the group. I said to them when I was going across the groups, don't be a slave to the spreadsheet, because everybody's looking at the spreadsheet and say, oh, we haven't filled anything out. I said, no. The most important thing is to think. Think, express your thoughts, articulate what the issues are, get this cross-fertilization of ideas, and then once you have a clear picture of what it is that needs to be done, then you can start putting things down on paper. Don't do as if you're writing an exam, and the most important thing is to fill out the blanks in the spreadsheet. Get the thought process going, give everybody a chance to talk, and so yeah, this afternoon that thought processing will continue, and then hopefully tomorrow morning they will come and do the presentations.
Okay, excellent. Appreciate it.
Good morning and welcome to this morning's SocaCize session. Leading the wine, we have Laurie, Susie, and Shani. Let's get ready to sweat with SocaCize. This morning's wine and tone workout is Action by Nadine Sutherland and Terra Fabulous. Let's get moving. We're going old school. Feel it out. 4, 3, 2, butterfly, and 4, 3, willy bounce with the sweep. Four, 3, 2, last one. Butterfly, let's go. Hey. We're gonna tap. Head, shoulders, hip, knees. Roll it. Again. Hey. Last one. This side with the arms. 4, 3, 2, last one, butterfly. Hey! Pull it, let's go. Four, 3, 2, last one, butterfly. Head, shoulders, hips, knees.
I need some action, tender satisfaction. My chemistry is flowing. Can you cause a chain reaction? I need some action, tender satisfaction. My chemistry is flowing. Can you cause a
Pull this side.
Bedroom bully, she know want that you know. She want a man to caress her up like so. And I make love to woman like a war them a go. Woman a ball in a agony.
Butterfly.
Hardcore loving man, you must see insane. Woman no want no man to make she feel pain. Sweet loving in the falling rain. Sweet loving a mix.
Pull it.
action?
At a bag of mouth.
Sweet
The girl them look out.
action,
At a bag of mouth.
sweet.
Head, shoulders.
Them look out.
I need some action, tender satisfaction. My chemistry is flowing. Can you cause a chain reaction? I need some action, tender satisfaction. My chemistry is flowing. Can you cause a chain
Pull this side.
Pain and loving and no one. What if I love it don't be enough affection? You know I know love man to tear off our breast here, tear up for me.
Butterfly. 2 of them. 2, 1. Yes. That was this morning's session. Thank you for choosing to flaunt with SocaCize St Lucia. Have a wonderful day.
All right, everybody, that wraps up today's show. I hope you are taking tips. I hope you are understanding what is going on. There is a lot happening, but I need you to stay positive. I need you to put on that brave face. I need you to go out, have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow bright and early. Bye.